What's up, everyone? Welcome back to King Anime Review, and for this video I will be reviewing chapter 56 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. And this was yet another fantastic chapter of Boruto. And yeah, one thing I found kind of weird is that the chapter is actually titled Code, but Sumire was on the cover. I guess Ikimoto must have just wanted to draw Sumire. But yeah, this chapter was pretty much getting back to the village, everybody getting back to the village, and pretty much, settling down after the fights that we just had. And basically, pretty much this, I see this as being the end of the arc of the Kawaki / Kara arc for the manga. I see this as being the last chapter, because it basically seems like we're probably going to go into a time skip based on what Boruto said, based on him saying we need to train now. But so the chapter started off with Boruto. He was on the news basically, and they were pretty much giving him credit for taking out Ishiki, and basically they were calling him the hero of the Hidden Leaf Village. And it seemed like Boruto wanted to say it wasn't all him, but yeah, they were pretty much calling Boruto the hero who saved the village. And then we had a scene where Kawaki, his arm finally regenerated. With the help of Amato, his arm finally regenerated. And Katasuke said that, Katasuke said he had no clue of how to fix Kawaki's arm. So it makes sense that now that Amato is finally there, Kawaki's arm is fixed, because Jigen, when he went into Naruto's house the first time, right before the Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen fight, he told Kawaki, yeah, I got to take you to get your arm fixed. So yeah, obviously Amato was going to be the one who did that. And he did it with, he said if Kawaki was a normal human, it wouldn't have been possible, but he did it with, the engineering of, with his own cells. So he pretty much allowed, I guess he sped up the process, or allowed Kawaki's arm to regenerate. So yeah, that makes sense, because in the flash forward sequence, Kawaki, he's not, he doesn't have a weird looking arm, a abnormal arm that's not actually his, like the one he's been using, the one that's been powered up by Naruto's nine-tailed chakra. He no longer has that arm, obviously, in the flash forward sequence, and he has a regular arm. So yeah, that makes sense. And then it was basically Sumire talking to Kawaki about, how she's gonna, Kawaki, she was basically being Kawaki's caretaker, but Kawaki asked her, like, do she have a crush on Boruto, or did she like Boruto? And she said, hey, let's keep that a secret between us. So in the manga, Sumire seems like she still has a crush on Boruto. However, in the anime, they took out some of, some dialogue that, proves that she likes Boruto, like when she was talking to Sarada. But in the manga, they kept that, it's pretty much pretty obvious that she likes him. And even Katasuke said it's pretty obvious. Although, I think she's going to probably end up with Kawaki, because, Sarada and Boruto are most likely going to end up together. So, then Kawaki, he left. And it was also stated that it's been a week, since Kawaki's had his arm. So, basically, it's probably been a week since the end of that fight, most likely. So, yeah, it's been like a week-long time skip. And yeah, then the next stuff we got was Sarada, pretty much, Sarada, Mitsuki, and Team Inosuke Show that was watching the interview that Boruto was, that was watching Boruto on TV. And Sarada was like, Boruto, you really got to act all moonstruck. Shikadai was telling her, cut him some slack. He's more depressed than any of us right now, as far as, because of the whole Karma Seal situation. So it seems like Boruto, at the very least, his friends know what's up with the Karma situation. And Shikadai, he was telling them about some of the stuff his dad was, how basically his dad was making a couple of decisions. And it was his dad's decision to not let Boruto go on missions. And because of that, Sarada was like, she was kind of complaining about it, that, that they can't go on missions Team 7 can't go on missions because, Boruto is not allowed to go on missions because of, Shikamaru's decision. And she said, don't get me wrong, she's not, putting that on Boruto. She's not blaming Boruto for that, but she was just pointing that out. But one thing that I think they should probably add in there is just basically have Kawaki replace Boruto on Team 7 while Boruto has to stay in the village and get stuff worked out with the whole Karma Seal situation. Because not only is Kawaki extremely strong, still, even though he lost the Karma Seal, he's still extremely strong. He's still 80% Otsutsuki. But Kawaki also knows ninjutsu, and he's pretty skilled at ninjutsu. So he can basically be a ninja. I mean, he's extremely strong, and he has ninjutsu. He can basically be a ninja. I know he didn't graduate from the academy or anything, but as far as being a temporary, official member of Team 7 to actually go on missions with him, that would make sense, especially considering the fact that Sai, he was a temporary member of Team 7, and he never graduated from the academy either. He was from the Anbu Black Ops. So yeah, I think they should have Kawaki, take Boruto's spot in Team 7 for the time being. I think that'll be a very smart move. And as far as this whole dialogue go, it seems like they know, or it seemed like Team Inosuke Cho and Boruto, Team Inosuke Cho and Sarada and Mitsuki, it seems like they all know about the Karma Seal situation. However, I don't know for sure if they know that Boruto is in danger of being taken over by Momoshiki, because if they knew that, I think, they would be a lot more concerned than the way they seem right now. It doesn't seem like they know the full scope of what's going on with Boruto. It just seems like their dads told them that the thing with Boruto's Karma Seals is, getting out of hand. Because they basically mentioned that Boruto going on a rampage. So they probably know about, his Karma Seal going on, causing him to go on rampages. But it doesn't seem like they probably know that Boruto's life is in danger. I mean, it doesn't seem like they know Boruto's life is in danger based off of this conversation. And yeah, because they didn't seem concerned. Like, I hope Boruto's going to be okay. I hope the Karma Seal doesn't, I hope Momoshiki, they figure out what to do about Momoshiki taking over. They didn't mention anything about Momoshiki. They just said the Karma Seal going out of control. So I don't think they know the full, I don't think they fully know what's going on with Boruto, any of them right now. But at the very least, it seems like they know the Karma Seal can't take over and, is a threat to taking over Boruto. I mean, is a threat to causing Boruto to go out of control. But it doesn't seem like they know about the whole Momoshiki thing. Now, so then Kawaki, he mentioned something that I actually talked about in a previous video, and I believe it was my chapter 55 predictions video that I talked about this. But yeah, it was basically somebody in my Discord brought this up, and I said, yeah, that actually seemed like that's a possibility. And it turns out that they actually mentioned that in this manga chapter. And what they said was, they said that, Kawaki said, what about you? How, you should implant a Karma Seal on someone else. Since, we're 80% Otsutsuki, he said, you should implant the Karma Seal on someone else. And Boruto said, yeah, I would never do that. But, he basically said, no, I can't do that. But, Kawaki said, how about putting it on Code? Because Boruto, he's a good guy. He doesn't want to, even with Code, it didn't even seem like he was too, it didn't seem like he wanted to even put it on Code that much. But Code is a better possibility because Code is actually his enemy. And he actually has, it's something. First of all, Kawaki said that this is just a theory or a hypothesis. But, Code, not only is he a bad guy, so he's their enemy. So it's not necessarily out of character for Boruto to do this, because Code is actually threatening the entire Shinobi world. So killing Code would actually be a good thing for preserving the peace in the Shinobi world. So that's one thing. It's not like Boruto is going to kill a random civilian by putting a Karma Seal on him. But another thing is, Code, it was actually stated that in this chapter that he was that other kid who survived alongside Kawaki. Kawaki, he survived getting a Karma Seal implanted, and he became Ishiki's vessel. But Code also survived getting the Karma Seal implanted. However, he didn't become a vessel. And, Amato was telling Naruto and Shikamaru about that. And Shikamaru was like, that's possible. Somebody can get the Karma Seal implanted on them and not become a vessel. And Amato basically said, yeah, that's basically what happened with Code. But it's extremely rare, and they still don't know everything about the Karma Seal. So essentially, Code, and it was actually mentioned that Code actually does have have the powers of the Karma. So Code does have all of the powers of Karma, or at least some of them. I mean, it was basically said that he has the powers of Karma, but he's not a vessel of the Otsutsuki. So Code pretty much got the, Code was in a good situation. Like, he got the powers of the Karma, but it's not a threat to his life. So Code got extremely lucky. He got a very, very good, he was in a very, very good situation. And Kawaki basically mentioned that. He said, well, first of all, the Karma Seal is not, it doesn't work on a lot of people. You can't just go around putting it on people. That's why all those other kids died. So it's extremely rare for it to work on someone. And since Code is no one's vessel currently, that means Boruto could possibly put the Karma Seal on him. And Code, since he's no one's vessel currently, he could possibly become Boruto's vessel. And we already know that we already know that he can survive Karma because he survived it before. So Kawaki coming up with that, theory, that actually makes a lot of sense. But everything they said makes a lot of sense. Code, they already know that he can become they already know he can receive the Karma Seal and he can survive receiving the Karma Seal, but he's not anyone's vessel, so he could be a good vessel for Boruto. So yeah, that was an interesting thing that they brought up. Then, Amato mentioned some interesting stuff about Code. He said that Code was a worshiper of the Otsutsuki clan, and specifically Ishiki Otsutsuki, and he was always jealous of Kawaki. So in the anime where they added it in some of that dialogue with Code, it's actually great that the anime added in some of that dialogue, pretty much foreshadowing stuff that, we didn't get revealed in the manga until now. But yeah, in the anime, you'll see scenes, like we seen the scene in the anime where Code was in that room where, him and Kawaki got the Karma Seal implanted on them. He was like, why is it always him? Talking about Kawaki obviously talking about Kawaki. He was like, why is it always him? So in this chapter, yeah, it was basically revealed that, yeah, we already knew he was a worshiper of the Otsutsuki and stuff like that. But yeah, it was fully revealed that he's that other guy, that other kid who survived, the only other person who survived the Karma Seal being implanted on him. And also, it's pretty much stated in this chapter that Code is the opposite of the other core members, who basically all of the core members besides Code, or most of the other core members besides Code, all were modified, had scientific modifications, basically, kind of like Kawaki. Except Code, he, instead of, wanting to get stronger, he actually had limits placed on him. Now, the good thing about this is, Amato said that the only one who can turn off those limiters is himself. So if Code was to kidnap Amato, he could possibly torture Amato. And Amato said, he'll probably break quickly because he's not like Naruto and Shikamaru. But yeah, Amato actually has limiters. Basically, there are limiters placed inside of Code that Amato is the only one who can actually turn on and off. And right now, the limiters are on. So basically, there's limiters on Code's power. But without those limiters, and the reason why he accepted those limiters is because he's a worshiper of the Otsutsuki clan, and, he was submissive towards Jigen submissive to Ishiki. And, yeah, that's why he was allowed to survive, because all of the other cyborgs that Amato created, all of them that were stronger than Jigen were ordered by Jigen to be destroyed because Jigen had to be the leader of Kara. And Code was the exception to that because he was basically, a worshiper of the Otsutsuki, and he wasn't a threat to Jigen's power. So, yeah, overall, and also it was stated that Code is it was also stated that he is stronger than Boro and Delta. That's what Kawaki said, but that Kawaki said that's based off of what he know. So we don't know exactly if he actually seen Code fight or not, but he thinks that Code is stronger than Delta and Boro. Now, I'm not going to say he is right now, because although Amato did say that without those limiters, he is stronger than Jigen, or he was stronger than Jigen, but he has limiters on him. So right now, I'm not even going to say Code is stronger than Jigen. It's basically confirmed. It's basically confirmed that Code is weaker than Jigen right now. We all know that Code, it was stated that he was stronger than Jigen. However, he has limiters placed on him for the purpose of being weaker than Jigen, because that's literally what Amato said. He said Amato, Code basically accepted the limiters because, everybody who was stronger than all of the other cyborgs who were created that were stronger than Jigen had to be destroyed because Jigen had to be the strongest. So right now we know Code for sure is weaker than Jigen because he has limiters on him. And you know, he's probably not going to get those limiters off now unless he kidnaps Amato or something. But yeah, so we know he's weaker than Jigen, and we know he might. It's a possibility that he might be stronger than Boro and Delta, but that's just based off of what Kawaki said. So, and we don't even know if Kawaki seen him fight or not. So yeah. So yeah, that's the information we learned about Code. However, it seems like Boro was actually hiding some of the other. It seems like Boro actually hid some of those cyborgs, and some of those cyborgs might have been stronger than Jigen. So yeah, Boro actually has cyborgs hidden, and that's why Code went to Boro's outers, and he actually killed some of Boro's outers. But one of the outers, led Code to a different, cyborg at the end of the chapter, and Code said that this cyborg knows everything. The one who knows everything in the world. So yeah, that's pretty much, and that's basically what happened in the chapter. But at the end of towards the end of the chapter, Boruto said that now's the time for training. Basically, he asked Kawaki, what ninjas do at a time like this, and he said train. So now, since Boruto said train, now's the time for training. That kind of make it seem like we might be going into the time skip, starting into the next chapter. Like starting at next chapter, we might start going into. At the end of the next chapter, we might go into the time skip. It was already hinted at that we're getting close. Basically, the artist, the mangaka of Boruto, basically said that we are getting closer to that time skip. It seems like. So, with that being said, probably at the end of the next chapter, we might be going into that time skip. The weird thing is, though, if we take a time skip and it's about a 2-year time skip or something like that, Boruto should already be transformed into Momoshiki, because he's 80% Azusuki right now, and he needs to be 20%. It's only 20% left, and in a 2-year long time skip, or 6 months, or even a year, Boruto should possibly already be 20%. That 20% should already be done at that point. So it is kind of weird what's going on right now, because usually during a time skip, characters train. That's what usually happens during a time skip. And Boruto did say he wants to, now's the time for training. He did say that. However, how is Boruto going to have enough time to train while simultaneously, not allowing Momoshiki to take control of his body? That's the question. Because if we go off into, like, let's say a 6-month time skip at the very least, or maybe a year, or maybe 2 years, Boruto should be the process of the karma seal extracting into Boruto's body and turning Boruto into Momoshiki. That should be done by that point. Because right now it's only probably been about a year since Boruto's had the karma seal, maybe over a year, and he's already 80%. The process is already 80% complete. So he only needs 20 more percent. So depending on how long the time skip is, that might, Boruto, it might not be safe for Boruto to go away and train. And he's most likely not going to be leaving the village anyways, because they're keeping an eye on Boruto with the whole karma seal situation. So I don't know. Oh yeah, one last thing I forgot to mention. Naruto said he told Shikamaru to get prepared for the 5 Kage summit, because he wants to tell all of this information that they've learned to the other 5 Kage. So yeah, I don't know if Boruto's going to be staying in the village or not, but he does plan on training. It's kind of like, I find it a little bit weird that we might be going into a time skip, but at the same time, we haven't dealt with the whole Momoshiki situation, because Momoshiki is a threat to Boruto's life. That's why I don't think maybe in 2 chapters, maybe 2 or 3 chapters is going to take for us to go into the time skip. But I think we do have to get this Momoshiki situation figured out first. And what might happen is we might actually get one small mini fight with Code and Kawaki versus, Code versus Kawaki and Boruto, and that might be where Boruto he puts the karma seal on Code. We could possibly get that. I don't know though. I really don't know. I can't say for sure. But if they're going into this like they got to train in order to fight Code, this is going to be kind of weird. They might have this time skip be slightly shorter, maybe 6 months or something like that, because Boruto is close to getting to the point where Momoshiki is about to take over. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that happened in the chapter. It was a very informative chapter. It gave us a lot of great information, and it gave us a lot of information, and yeah, pretty much gave us a lot of information and confirmed some people's theories, and also some possibilities that I myself, saw to be a possibility at the very least. So yeah, and then gave us some great information, some other cool reviews, and stuff like that. So yeah, overall, it was a fantastic chapter. 10 out of 10, hands down, 10 out of 10 chapter. And yeah, it got me thinking about a lot of stuff. So I might be having some other videos come out about this chapter. But yeah, another fantastic chapter of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Click that channel notification bell to be notified on all my future videos. Click that like button if you like the video, and drop me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the chapter and of my review in the comment section below. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.